I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Springing from my childhood memories to just being amazing even today, these are my favorite F-14 liveries. The F-14 has immense history and still lives on in the hearts of many individuals through pop culture and fascination. Though retired in the United States, it remains in active duty in Iran. This is my present to you, my viewers. Please enjoy. First up is the Super Tomcat Experimental. Already in 1973, one F-14A was re-equipped with new engines, replacing the troublesome TF-30 engines. Grumman test pilots discovered that the F-14B could accelerate from Mach 0.8 to Mach 1.8 in just 90 seconds. With the extra thrust, the F-14B prototype and the F-14D are capable of launching from the catapult without the use of afterburners. The gloss white body, coupled with the red stripes, is unbelievably striking. It is the epitome of awesome. It is the apex of testosterone. It is clean, and it is beautiful. I hope to see it in person one day. Next up is the VF31 Tomcatters. I hold this one close to my heart because the very first F-14D that I ever built was in VF31 Tomcatter colors. In 1980, VF31 and USS Saratoga concluded a 24-year period of continuous service together, the longest in US Navy history. VF31 received the F-14A Tomcat in 1981, and the squadron's first cruise was on board the USS John F. Kennedy. In 1983, VF-31 embarked on its fourth cruise with the Kennedy. VF-31 regularly flew over Lebanese and Syrian positions in support of multinational peacekeeping operations, often being fired at by Syrian AAA. They are now VFA-31, stationed at Naval Air Station Oceana, flying the F-A-18E Super Hornet, and they are the second oldest Navy fighter attack squadron operating today. Next up is VF1 Wolfpack. VF1 is established on October 14, 1972, at the same time as VF2. VF1 received the first F-14As on July 1, 1973. The squadron's insignia was a red wolf's head designed by Grumman commercial artist George M. Cahoon, who himself is a World War II combat veteran. By 1986, VF1 had returned to the USS Ranger and was still with the carrier when she had participated in Desert Storm in 1991. A plane from the squadron scored the F-14's only air-to-air kill of the war when NE-103 shot down an Iraqi Mi-8 hip using an AIM-9 Sidewinder. The squadron was sadly deactivated and its personnel reassigned in 1993 when its carrier, the USS Ranger, was decommissioned. Alright. Where are my Jolly Rogers boys, eh? VF84 Jolly Rogers. The squadron got their F-14As in early 1976. The squadron received the first TARPS pods of the fleet in 1979 and was a pioneer in using the Tomcat as a reconnaissance platform.
Eagle Control, this is Alert 1.
The Jolly Rogers also played a prominent role in the 1980 movie motion picture Final Countdown, which propelled the Skull and Crossbones and the F-14 Tomcat to international stardom. In December 1990, the USS Roosevelt was called upon to join USS Ranger and USS Midway in the Persian Gulf. Throughout the Gulf War, VF-84 flew combat air patrols for the fleet, escorted the Air Wing strike aircraft, and performed TARPS missions to collect bomb damage assessments. After the war, VF-84 flew combat air patrols for the fleet. Today, they are known as VFA 103. They are currently flying F-18F Super Hornets based in Oceana, Virginia. The VF-142 Ghost Riders. In April 1976, VF-142 deployed to the Mediterranean Sea and conducted the first F-14 intercept of a Soviet Tu-95 Bear bomber. 1984 proved to be a banner year for the Ghost Riders. Training started in early January with detachments to Nellis Air Force Base, NAS Roosevelt Roads, and NAS Fallon. In March, the squadron set a new standard of excellence by achieving a 6-to-1 kill ratio during the Fleet Fighter Air Combat Maneuvering Readiness Program. They spent several weeks in spring flying as adversaries for the United States Air Force Weapons School in Nevada. While in this detachment at Nellis Air Force Base, the aircrew continued to train as strikers by dropping live Mark 80 series bombs and the first rocket delivery of an F-14. Unfortunately, due to budget cuts, VF142 was dissolved, being disestablished in April of 1995.
The bandit is down.
VF154 Black Knights. The Black Knights gained the last Navy version of the Phantom II, the F4S, in 1979. Then in 1981, returned to the F4N. Several cruises on board the USS Coral Sea followed, as this carrier did not have strong enough decks to carry the larger, heavier F-14. Thus, VF-154 were among the last to convert to the F-14A. VF-154 finally transitioned to the F-14A in October of 1983, and they were the first F-14 squadron to deploy with an air-to-ground bombing capability. The first cruise with the F-14A was in 1985 on board the USS Constellation as part of CVW-14. Several further cruises on board Connie followed, with one taking place in 1987. This eventful cruise saw VF-154 operating around the Persian Gulf, intercepting Iranian P-3Fs and conducting movements in the Gulf of Oman. The Black Knights are an operational squadron flying the F-18F Super Hornet. VF111 Sundowners. The squadron began flying the F-14 Tomcat in October 1978. VF111 also participated in efforts to free 55 Americans held hostage in Iran while deployed aboard the Kitty Hawk. In October 1983, VF111 returned to Miramar following a world cruise on the maiden deployment of the USS Carl Vinson. The Sundowners accumulated over 1,400 carrier-arrested landings and 3,000 flight hours during the 8-month voyage. VF111's 88th deployment began in June and ended in December. It included operations in the northern Western Pacific, Arabian Sea, and Indian Ocean, providing support to tanker escorts in the Persian Gulf, and included a transit of the Bering Sea, the fourth such transit in 4 deployments. In preparation for deployment in 1990, VF111 deployed aboard USS Carl Vinson from September to November 1989 as participant in PACEX 89. This exercise had the Sundowners operating in the Bering Sea, the Pacific Ocean, and the Sea of Japan as part of the largest naval exercise since World War II. The F-14 in VF-111 Sundowner colors is just simply amazing. The shark's mouth, the sun on the tail, the overall history of it. It is certainly the most photographed squadron ever. They stand out from the rest of the crowd. It is too bad that they were disestablished, but they actually live on today as an aggressive squadron. However, they do not continue the lineage. Now comes my favorite livery, the VF2 Bounty Hunters in CAG colors. VF2, known as the Bounty Hunters, was established on October 14, 1972, flying the F-14A Tomcat. VF2's initial deployment was in 1974 with the squadron VF1 aboard USS Enterprise. The squadron flew over Saigon in support of Operation Frequent Wind, the evacuation of US personnel in April 1975. As time went on, the Bounty Hunters gained F-14s that carried the Lantern Pod, giving them an all-weather precision strike capability. During this period, the F-14 has passed 25 years in the Navy service. To commemorate the event, Grumman repainted an F-14D from VF2 in the 1970s light gold, gray, and white camouflage scheme, adding a 25 years the Cat is Back logo on the inside of the tails. The aircraft was Bureau number 159630, an F-14A rebuilt to F-14D standards, and one of the oldest still flying. They now fly the United States Navy F-18F Super Hornet, based at Naval Air Station Lemoore, California. The first time I saw this livery, I fell in love instantly. The red, white, and blue Langley stripes, the skull on the tail, the yellow tips. You cannot stand out any more than this. VF111 is amazing, but VF2 will always be the cream of the crop for me, and I'm very happy that they're still alive today. So folks, I want to thank you for coming out to check this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please stay safe, kill that corona, and have a good day. Goodbye.